Today I want to do a movement, positioning, and fighting guide where I give you guys all of my tips and tricks that I use to make myself a harder target to kill here in T3 Arena, and to just really give yourself an advantage and an edge over your opponent. So the first thing that I want to talk about here in today's video is disengaging from fights properly. This will increase your survivability and really frustrate your opponents when they get you low and cannot finish you off for the kill. So for example, let's say my opponent is right here and they are chasing me to put me down. What a lot of people do if they're trying to escape to that point and get to that wall over there, they will run in an absolute straight line, because technically it is the fastest route to get to this target. But here's the issue: if my opponent is this healing pod and I run in a straight line for this entire time period, they have vision over me before I get here, the odds of me surviving that fight are pretty much going to be zero. So instead, what you need to do is utilize cover and hug walls. So what I mean by that is, if I'm running away from this guy and I still want to get to this same target, even though it's going to take me a longer time, what I want to do is I run through here and boom, I cut this corner, hug the wall, hug the wall, hug the wall, boom, hug the wall again. And now as I get here to peek them, I jump and now I'm out into safety. So to put that into consideration, let's say once again, this green thing is the thing that I'm running away from. When I cut this corner, they don't have vision for me for this entire time, right? And then boom, he has a little bit of vision, or if he swung it a little bit, he doesn't have vision, then once again, boom. And now I jump away to safety. That is so important. Hugging walls, hugging objects. You guys see me do this so much. And you might have even run into opponents that do the exact same thing. Just because hugging these walls, I mean, it just makes it so hard for them to chase you down and to actually pick up the final kill. Isolating 1v1s is another thing that I want to talk about. So obviously T3 Arena is a team-based shooter, and there's going to be situations where you're swinging and there's two opponents fighting you. So for example, if I have an opponent standing right there and another one standing right here, the last thing that I want to do is swing to the left here and challenge this fight, because now this person has an angle on me as well, and this person has an angle on me too. So instead, what you want to do is isolate the 1v1 by using the natural covers in the game. If I know an opponent is here, what I'm doing is I'm challenging, and this takes a lot of focus and concentration, but if I'm challenging this 1v1 fight, at the same time, I'm using my audio cues to see where this opponent is. So first of all, they're probably going to be walking slow, just aiming, trying to scope you down, and you have this whole time to challenge this 1v1. But as you hear them come up here, for the most part, they're not going to swing right or like a left swing. If they do, that's just a free kill to challenge that person. But if they swing and they start coming up and you hear them, now you start to move forward. It's like Ring Around the Rosie. You guys remember when you're kids and you hit your older sibling and you're running around the table, how hard it is for them to catch you? You start to move forward as they push in, and you can still get this 1v1. By the time you kill them, now you reposition like this, and for the most part, they're going to be over ambitious now because they're chasing you, right? They want to find that kill you just got out of a fight. They're going to assume you're weak and challenge the fight, and now you have cover for a right-hand peek to either cheat, as this game is designed, or you just like swing them and take the fight, and you have an advantage over them that way. Another tip for movement in between fights is don't be predictable. What I mean by this is healing pods are some of the biggest things in this game. Obviously, you want to catch a heal when you're weak, but you don't want to be predictable about it. So for example, if I'm standing over there and I challenge my opponent and boom, we trade each other like this, we take a big fight and he fries me and I'm over here, the first thing you're going to expect, obviously do this to your opponents because a lot of people are very predictable, but this person over here that got fried is going to run here to grab this healing pod. So when you know that, the second you fry them, then you swing in here and you pretty much just have like a setup to where you can get an easy kill on your opponent. So instead of doing that, let's say I'm the person here, I get fried, I bait this by not being predictable because they just fried me. So now I rotate in and I start pushing this way and I'm expecting them to swing the same, and now I swing back. And boom, I can get like a different heal pod or just disengage completely from that fight, go somewhere else, and I'm just going to have my opponents lost in the sauce. It's such a good strategy. But another really good strategy is just being bold in general. So if somebody's shooting at me and they fry me down to, let's say, half health, but I'm running away, they fry me down, I'm one health, and I round this corner, bro, the one thing that they're not going to expect you to do is re-challenge them. You guys see me go bold on re-challenging anyways, because if I let them continue to take this fight on their own time, they're going to kill me because they have a health advantage. So instead, let's say I run away, boom, 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 I run, boom. They're going to have that crosshair discipline. It's not going to be locked on. They don't expect you to re-peek. And now I jump peek the corner and take the fight. Oh, it's such a sweet play when it works out like that. And you'll find yourself shutting down so many opponents. Now, let's talk about the actual fighting tactics. So during the fight, what can you do to make yourself harder to kill whilst beaming down your opponents? Well, a lot of it, all these movement tips that I'm about to give you next, you want to make sure you practice these in the practice arena just to make sure that you can still put your crosshair on your opponent, because it doesn't matter if you're harder to hit. If you whiff your entire clip, you're back to square one, and likely they've probably done more damage to you since they're standing still and perfectly tracking you. But one of the basic things in T3 Arena and in any shooter is strafing. So strafing is when you're in the middle of a fight and you're moving your character back and forth, because it makes you a harder target to hit. Now, you also want to make sure you're mixing your strafing up. And all these tips that I'm giving you, use them against your opponent as well. If your opponent's not mixing up their strafing and you know that they do the same pace every time, when you get into those fights, you can start to track them really well, because you know what they're going to do, and you can sort of like move before they move and have 100% accuracy. So what I mean by mixing it up is, let's say the first fight I come out, and you can like try it on your opponents. Let's say I challenge a Scatty, boom, boom, I'm doing this basic strafe. She can't hit me, I kill her. And she comes again, and boom, boom, boom. She can't hit me, and I kill her. Now, if she starts to get on, and you can feel her like, okay, now she knows what I'm doing. The next time you strafe, mix in some longer pulls. So go like cut to the right, left, and then pull right really long. Because now she's gonna expect that, and she's gonna start pulling back. She's like, wait, no, he's wide swinging me. Which wide swinging is also a very good tactic. So while you can do that in the middle of strafing too, for example, if somebody's running up to me, and I wide swing, it's just hard for people to track, because they're first running up here and boom, they get scared that you're even peeking them, and now they have to chase you all the way across the thing. And it's just such a strong tactic. Now, another tactic that I will also want you to keep in mind here is changing direction. This is a high level tactic and I use it a lot. But changing direction when you take damage is actually one of the most nasty skills you can do in this game. Because if I'm in the middle of a fight, let's say I start swinging right? I usually wide swing a lot. But let's say I wide swing right and I'm fighting. The second I start taking damage and I can tell that they've caught up to me and they're tracking me really well, boom, now I change direction. They catch up again, boom, change direction. It's just a really good tactic, because your opponent, every time they land, they just have to be a really good player at tracking you. But of course, like I said before, you also have to be really good at tracking too. But since you know you're going to move before you move and they don't, then you are actually in an advantageous position. You'll see a lot of that in the gameplay that I'll put together. I'll try to make sure I implement it and point these things out. But changing direction when you take damage, my goodness, is so strong. Jumping the corner is another really strong tactic. I might have touched on it a little bit before, but a lot of people, when they do know you're around a corner and they're fighting you, they're going to be aiming normally at head level, running this corner. If they're a really good player, some people would be looking at the floor, so it doesn't even matter. But you know, you jumping the corner is really strong anyways. But if they're a really good player and they're holding the headshot level, if you swing the corner, they've got you on your head, they're doing more damage than you. So what you want to do is jump the corner, because now your head ends up being in the sky. They might be hitting some body shots, but at least it's in the body. And once again, you know you're jumping, so aim higher and make sure you have your aim like ready to go for their head level, so that when you jump, you're doing headshot damage, they're doing body shot damage, and you're going to win in that 1v1 fight situation. Chasing people off of the right-hand peek in this game is a pretty good strategy if you know what you're doing. Because most people, you know, the Glorias especially, all they know how to do is sit here and just like hold the right hand peek the entire time. So instead of challenging them, you want to try to go around them in some way, shape, or form. Let's say she's holding this right hand peek here. Instead of me trying to challenge her and peek her and fight her, if I'm on the other side right here, I'm going to chase her off this right hand peek, because I know she's here. And she has two options. She has to run and play Ring Around the Rosie with me to try to get to a better right hand peek advantage, or she has to challenge me off the left hand peek. Most of the time they end up challenging, and challenging off the left is not as effective as forcing them on the right, and you will end up winning that gunfight. Another tactic is peeking off the left hand swing. Is one of the most risky things you can do in this game. I do it a little bit. I do it quite a bit, to be honest with you, because nobody expects it. Now, the game does have auto fire, so if they do have their crosshair on you, they'll be ready for it. So if you're swinging that left hand, it might still be good to jump, just to make sure if they're aiming like floor level, you're jumping over their shot. Now they have to drag up. Or if they do happen to aim headshot level, then you're in the air once again, giving them a body shot. But if I stand here and I peek someone, right? If I'm holding this right hand peek, and I shoot them and I unpeek, and then I jump and challenge the left hand side, they're never going to expect it, because they're going to be running up here, trying to chase me off this right hand peek. And all of a sudden I'm peeking them, I'm fighting them, engaging, and they're just like, bro, what is this guy doing? And my final like engagement tactic is going to be jiggle peeking. So jiggle peeking essentially in this game is when you just peek a corner barely and then come back, right? Now, I know they have the right-hand cheese where you can like shoot through walls, so if your character's broken and you like to cheat and you just want to take advantage of the game because that's the way it's made. I say cheating, I always make that joke, but it's like, it's built in the game, they said it's not going anywhere. So right-hand peek, you know, you cheat, you shoot through the wall, blah, blah. But jiggle peeking is a very strong tactic, because especially for those characters that can't do the cheese right-hand peek, essentially what you're doing here, if an opponent's chasing and you think that they might have a better gun than you, let's say like it's like a Gloria and she's just like walking slow, you know, she has her AR out, and you jiggle peek. A lot of the characters in this game have armor, and Mark, for example, he can heal up, but if you peek the corner and challenge them, boom, you still have vision on them, right? You've done a little bit of damage to their armor, or you've gotten down even to their health because you were the one that peaked. And now they have to make a very big decision, right? Because you can whittle that down and recharge your armor. Armor is one of the things that come back in this game. And since they're the ones that are stuck in no man's land, and you like continue to bait their ammo out, a lot of people will reload their gun because they're like, oh, he's not going to challenge again, or they don't know when you're going to re-challenge. So if they start reloading, boom, that's a free kill because now you can swing them. Or they have to hard push the corner. So if they're a character that's not Glory, that's going to be slow walking, and I jiggle peek, and I see this guy full swinging, like full sprinting at me because he knows he has to take the fight. Now I jump the corner because once again, I've done more chip damage to him, and now I have the advantage over him for the second time. And then their other option is if you're jiggle peeking them and they get scared, just turn around and run away. But once again, because you can see them over the right hand peak, now you can just chase them down, and you know they can't get away from you. You'll be able to pick up another easy kill. And then one bonus thing you can do, if you want to just have this habit in your playstyle. I know a lot of you guys that played Fortnite probably did this, but in Fortnite, a lot of people just run around and they just have this habit of just jumping constantly. And it's a pretty good tactic because you never know which corner someone's going to be on. So by doing this, they have to really lock in and get their aim. Whereas, for example, if I'm just sitting here and someone rounds that corner and they're just walking in a straight line, it's going to be an easy beeline kill. So let's say, for example, I come out of the spawn here and then I just start jumping, right? I'm just jumping around. So when they peek me now, all of a sudden it's harder for them to hit, and you can get to cover and recover pretty quickly. And then you can just be a bunny rabbit. Like literally, if you just want to go through games and just go through a game where you're just always jumping 24/7 and working on that aim, I promise you're going to be one of the most frustrating targets to kill because most people's sensitivity just cannot keep up with someone that's just jumping up all the time. Now, you cannot change direction mid-air in this game, so jumping back and forth can be a good strategy in your gunfights. But once again, mix it up because if I get used to somebody jumping back and forth, because they're in the air, I know exactly where they're going to land. So a good player will be able to track that. So if you're going to mix it up, for example, you jump to the left and you run to the right. Or you jump to the left and start strafing on the ground and then jump back to the right. Now, there's so many things you can do to mix it up and just keep your opponents guessing and see what they're good at reacting to and see what they're not good at reacting to. If they just can't hit you and you just do simple strafes the whole game, then just continue to strafe it out. And then when they catch on and you want to upgrade it, now add in some jumps or add in some wide swings, add in some, some jiggles, some jiggle peeks, some jump shots. It's just a lot of different things you can do, but the most important thing about your movement, positioning, and fighting is mixing it up so your opponents don't get used to you. So another thing about that is if I'm holding this corner the entire game and my opponent, I get a kill here, boom, I get a kill here again, they're going to know that I'm holding this corner and they'll start to play for this corner by going somewhere else, taking a different angle, taking a different approach. So if I get a triple kill here, boom, 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 change it up now. Maybe push closer to where they're like, oh, he's holding that corner. Let's try to figure out a way to kill him. And now all of a sudden you're in the corner here and you watch them go and try to get greedy to take that fight. Boom, 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 you kill them. Oh, wow, he's cramping that corner down there. What's he going to do next? Now you peek over here. They run out of that corner, boom, you get the kills here. So changing up your positioning all the time will keep your opponents guessing, and they'll never know where you're at. They'll be tense the entire game, and you can just continue to confuse them and become a very hard target to kill. So I hope those tips and tricks helped you guys out. Without further ado now, let's hop into the gameplay. Alright, so as I play these games, I'm going to try my best to just like tell you guys everything and let you know what's going on through my mind. Most of the time I just do it automated, so here we go. We'll focus on the movement, but whenever I start out the game, I like to test people, right? So first, we're going to test them with some quick jiggling. Let's see who we run into. Lose my voice. So they're down low. Position, once again, using the audio cues. So important. So here, when you're not, right, when nobody's looking at you, you don't need to do any fancy movement because they're not looking at you. So you doing fancy movement only allows you or makes you kill yourself, right? So hopefully I'll be able to, okay, so against Hunter. Fast jiggling. You see how he didn't even fire his gun one time? It's because, this game has auto fire, but it's like if he's not on my target, the auto fire is not going to go off. So you can literally just hard jiggle like that and get so many free kills. Against Osas, we don't even want to mess around too much there. I'll go up though. Go after the Hunter. No movement required. Drop down, no movement required. Right now we're just in good positioning. Like playing sort of towards the enemy spawn, letting them walk up is a really good tactic because they just never have a chance to actually do anything. So here I'm going to predict his movement. He's either got to go all the way under or push through this wall. He doesn't push through. So he's likely underground. And he didn't push through there either because my teammate covers that, right? So that means he rotated back to the middle. Either went over here or took this. This heal slot is used up, so he's definitely used this. Here, we don't challenge this. We throw it on our smoke instead because they can't see me through it. It just doesn't make sense to challenge, right? I expect her to walk that corner. She doesn't fully walk it. But I wait for her. Like, as my teammate fights her, she's got to move eventually. So I'm waiting in a good spot for her to do so. I noticed that Osas is there. So I use this middle segment to block it as I chase him. Somebody's pushing me, so now I run to an angle to where they don't have an angle on me. And then I miss my shots. So my jiggle peaks there were pretty good. Oh, I hear Osas. And I'm hugging this wall underneath because she doesn't have an angle on me, right? Positioning is so key. It allows me to buy myself time to heal up. And now I can push over the top that the heals are up. And boom. Free kill right there. Hunter's here, so immediate disengage there. Immediate. I didn't have my gun on him. There's no way I challenge that and win. Osas' smoke is up. I wait for it to go down before I fly up to the top. And now I have a good angle here on Hunter. And boom, that's going to be a free kill. People normally hit this middle thing. So we wait. He doesn't have an angle on me, right? Because I'm hugging this wall tightly. So no matter where I stand, he's not going to be able to get that. Now I swing it. I'm dead here for sure because I messed up. See how I use that wall to hang tight? He wasn't actually able to get the kill because of that. And now I'm able to find him, push him, boom, get the kill. The hitboxes are broken in this game, though. I gotta be honest. I stayed perfectly underneath. You guys watched the bullet fly by me. He got the kill, dude. There's no way. That was pretty funny, but we're up 15-7, so things are still looking pretty good. Oh, you're above me. I don't give him an angle here. Continue to hug tight. Hugging the wall is so important. I'd hit this jump up, but because I know Osas uses a smoke, it's not a good idea. Here I jump shot. Jumping against a sniper is usually a really good tactic. Boom. Jumping late during fights is good too when they finally start to lock on. It's just as good as moving when somebody starts to shoot you. Wide swinging against a sniper is one of the most frustrating things. That I know for a fact. When I play someone that wide swings, man, it's just so hard to track them. I do have my ultimate. I might throw that down here. They all underneath? Oh, you're just stuck there. He was the ultimate. We're just staying behind him and right there, positioning myself in between or putting him monkey in the middle, right? He has to either aim at my teammate or aim at me. And either way, it's a sandwich right there. So us being able to go 15-1 was easy peasy. We do have double healer here in this game. Unfortunately, I'm not playing a tank. If I was playing Fort, we win this game. Guaranteed. They have a healer on their team as well, so it'll all depend on how much damage we can put out. Because they have a lot. We're just not tanky enough to get the full effects of that heal, you know? But anyways, in this game here, we're going to swing left because I don't want to push up the middle where Judix has an advantage over me. So I'll go all the way left. It looks like they're going all the way right. At least one person is. And now I cut middle here. And I'm able to fight Judix at a range where I'm better, right? I know the opponent's behind this wall. I swing right. I just focus on killing him because he's looking at my healer. And here I just do a quick jiggle peek on the Iris. She's not able to land any shots. This is a really good. We're playing. I didn't even realize who we're playing up against. The Clan. They're pretty good players. I kind of want to push up though and apply a little bit of pressure if I can. But look at that wide swing. It's hard to look at. I come back here now. Oh, y'all are just fighting him. Okay. Whoops. Didn't think that we just stay and fight. But I have a good flank here on the enemy. Assuming I don't get flanked. They're on voice chat, so I'm definitely dead. I could ult. I decided against it. It's all good. Jiggling with it. Try to find him. He's chasing me around the right. I push through. I push all the way through. Are we able to get some kills? You see how I bought so much time for our teammates there, but it looks like we just don't have enough damage because of the whole double healer. Chemist is good though. Chemist can. We'll see how she ends up playing this entire game, but we're gonna need. It's just a good counter ult from their mark. Although I was able to pick up one, we just don't have enough damage from range to pick up more. Neither of them saw me there. I peek middle. I see them. I'm going to cut now and hug the wall so they don't see me pushing up. Now I'm at closer range, right? I'm going to wide swing him off the right hand, to be honest. And just continue to run wide swing. Makes it hard for the Mark to challenge me. I push up and focus on healer there. And now I jump peek the Judix to the right. She actually has better gun than I do, so I got to not challenge that fully. Now I challenge. So good heals for my teammates. Now I camp underneath the wall here. Just bait for me, just bait for me. I can't challenge because of that. And I jump peek the left, jiggle peek so she can't land her shots. I push up, jump peek left, and he can't do anything about it. So that was actually really good challenges. I chose my fights wisely, isolated the 1v1, see how I took them on each individually, one at a time. And I want to push up because this worked well last time. I don't want them to push with me, to be honest. Okay, so they didn't see me there. Here I full disengage. I don't actually want that fight. Now I use the tree. Good ultimate. I'm dead for sure. Have my ult, so I'm gonna throw this down here. Oh, she threw down a good counter ult. That was really good. They should be able to kill. If they kill her, we win the game. If they lose to her, we lose. Yeah. So now we actually need to get one more good push in. He uses ult. We're not going to have another ult for the rest of the game, sadly. I'm going to push wide right again because the right pushes has been working. Once again, they don't see me. He might have seen me cross. He did. He did, yeah. He has to reload. I'm counting his bullets. Now with him dead, they're in big trouble. No way. We're not doing any damage. Oh my gosh. No, we just threw. That's actually just unfortunate. Their team had more damage than us. No, I feel like we played that game pretty well too. If I could have killed Judix, we ended up being like on top of each other to where it was weird for me to try to like get those kills. But either way though, I mean, that's a tough game to win in general because double healer, 0 kills, 1 kill. And yeah, Iris was just not putting out a lot of damage that game there. So when you're going up against double DPS, we can't have, you know, doing 15,000 damage. Either way though, that was a very good game. They ended up playing it well. So GG's. I like this, but ooh, that's a strong opposition. Strong opposition. Stick together team. I like the idea. I want to play this window. I learned that playing the window is low-key kind of strong.
Let's stick together.
But it's all good. Looks like they're all playing underneath, maybe? Or just hard defense. That was good jump peeking. It's harder for him to hit. Now we isolate the 1v1 with... Ooh. Yeah, you know, I'm not letting you get away. There's no way. I wide swing the Osas. Oh, good kill from the hunter. He landed the shot there, but I'm telling you, to land a headshot on someone wide swinging is so difficult as Osas. I prefer someone to jiggle peek me. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna push bottom left. I haven't seen them play this side yet. I hear Osas above me, so I flank him for the kill. Shinju actually heard me, so well played by her, but jump shots there are just so effective. Ooh, hard cuts. Woo. Finish that kill off. I have my ult, so the ult here on this objective is pretty nice because it buys time to Buys time to get free damage. Isolate the 1v1. See that? Isolate the 1v1. Hunter doesn't have an angle on me the whole time. Nah, I re-challenge. He's looking for it. I might not get this kill though, because he has more health. Grab the heal. Back to the jump peeking. Against a 3-round burst gun, that's just hard to hit shots against. Osas is likely behind this wall here, so I swing this. I re-peek it this way. He doesn't expect that. He expects me to go all the way. It's just good movement here. We saw her jump across, so now we hold this. Isolating the 1v1 works against the Sindri bot as well, because you know you want to block that off, right? Here I re-challenge him, and I might die to Osas. I use the rocket there though, but it looks like we're chilling. We just focus on the core. I actually probably want to heal. I trolled. Yeah, that's fine. I'll take a death there. I realized I probably should heal, but it's all good. We did some big damage. I have my ultimate coming up, so next time we push the enemy core, we should have that up for us to use it.
Well done.
Let's play middle. Somebody should be... Oh, good shot. I didn't hear him until it was too late. That's just good peeking from Osas. And they have the teleports up. Looks like Gloria is able to get some damage. Where's Osas?
Good job.
Nice. GG's. Gloria able to close that game out by doing some good damage to the enemy core. So, love to see that. We actually put on 11 on that game too. Nice.